Okay, so it's been cold and cold and cold and freezing cold and cold, and now all of a sudden, bam, it's 60s and 70s. So I am out and getting stuff done that I should have been doing probably the past couple weeks. Here in the corner, this is my little sprouting system. That's my little barley sprout system for the chickens. Get some barley in there, keep it wet, and try and get it ready to go for the chicks before it molds over or gets funky. This is just random mess in the backyard. This, I made some little cold frames, or some half-assed attempt at cold frames. Hi, Shadow. Out of some windows. We replaced some windows last year and took the old ones, so I have these braced up on some frames and trying to warm up some ground over here. This was, oh, get out of the way, Shadow, get out. Alright, sorry about that. I'm an idiot. I haven't posted anything in a while, so I forgot. This was my little corn patch by the corner. And here's everything in here. I've been kind of working on this one bed on the end, most of all. So I've got these 3 beds. This middle bed, I was going to finish off and start planting in, but I ended up snatching a whole bunch of bags of leaves from neighbors. This happened, you know, in the fall. They're getting rid of their leaves, so I just snatched them to use for compost. And so now I'm using this middle bed for composting, and I'm grabbing those coffee grounds from Starbucks. Thank you, Starbucks. And mixing them in with everything else, a little bit of straw and chicken poop. And speaking of chicken poop, here's some of the girls right there. We've had some fox strikes over the past week. In fact, this one here, this Americana, she got taken. I thought she was gone for sure. I found her in the neighbor's yard, peeking out of some hiding place that she found. So she just made it out barely. She's doing okay. She's got one eye that kind of messed up. And I don't know if you can see, there's a really skittish little black copper Moran in there. She's new for this year. She's just about a month old. So this bed here, I've done some weeding, and so you can see that's all finished. I have some carrots that overwintered really kind of nicely, and they're all kind of funky, gnarly carrots too. They all kind of like look like that, like my hand with Down syndrome kind of thing, or I have epilepsy, so anyway, one of those. They look like that. They're really gorgeous carrots. And the back end here I have already tilled up a little bit, and I've amended a little bit. I've got some chunks of clay in there still, but it's really nice stuff. Now that I've loosened it up, I'm finding a lot of worms, and I'm really kind of happy with it. This is where I had my peas last year, and fennel, and marigolds were every place. So the front of this bed is going to get done like this. It'll get amended a little bit, loosened up, and then I'll be ready to go. In the meantime, I've got some seedlings started, and by the time this is all ready, we'll have a good rain or something, or two, and it'll be warm enough to get this going. While I was working in this bed, I've got to find this taproot now. I found a weed here. I hope you're not getting too dizzy. Look at this son of a gun. This sucker I pulled out of the ground, that in the back of the bed. And this taproot it's at least 1 foot long. Right, so there's the end. There's my gigantic hand anyway. And that is one big taproot. That I'm still hurting from digging this one out. That was some pulling. So that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to report. This bed is still all weedy. I need to get to this one, and I need to get some work done on the coop, but that's another project for another day. See you, everybody, anybody.